Terror worries not grounding flights, but the administration saying the sequester is. The FAA starting air traffic controller furloughs yesterday. It has been warning for months this day would be coming and havocs and delays would be following. But so far, it's pretty much the usual havoc and delays. You wouldn't know it looking at these headlines. The mainstream media buying this whole sequester thing, hook, airline and flight schedule sinker. Travel guru Mark Murphy says the administration is manufacturing this mess. He doesn't deny the lines,
no doubt,
but he is denying the so-called reasons for these lines. Explain.
Absolutely. Well, I think it's just forced. They want it to be difficult. There's no reason. Aren't we going to spend more money this year than we spent last year? Aren't we going to spend $1 trillion more in 2013 than we spent in 2007?
And by the way, the FAA has a higher budget this year than last year and more personnel this year than last year. So, but having said that, what would be in it for them, Mark, if you think about it? Everything, I think, trickles down to the president, good or bad.
Well, I think if you go back a few months, they played the hand that it was going to be a disaster, and then what they do, they walked it back. So why'd they walk it back? Well, they saw that it wasn't going to be a disaster because we're only slowing the increase in spending.
Oh, I believe that. No, Mark, I'm sorry, I wasn't dismissing. Your facts are dead on. But these cuts or curbs were going to be rolled in, and this is the latest one, and more to come.
Right.
On the travel thing, you said it's just going to be a nightmare because there are fewer planes, there's stuff to the gills.
Yes.
And that's going to be the real reason
Absolutely. I mean, you've got 4 airlines controlling 85% of domestic flights. So people who are saying airfares aren't going to go up are crazy. Airfares are going up, and they have been rising, and it's going to be a really expensive summer to travel. Now you've got Senator Chuck Schumer coming out and saying what? It's going to be like flying in a blizzard. Those are going to be the conditions. That was his quote that I read this morning in the Post. And if he's talking about how it's going to be a blizzard because of all the sequester cuts affecting the FAA, what's going to happen to travelers? Travelers are going to think twice about traveling, right? So there's 1.7 million people that are going to be jammed into those planes this summer. Maybe they'll think twice about going. And then you have to think about what's the economic impact on that. It affects hotels, restaurants, taxi services, car services. You think about the repercussions of cutting back in travel.
The very groups that were hit hard in the markets.
Correct.
Do you get a sense, though, that it becomes a justifiable conduct for a justifiable offense? In other words, if you work in the airline industry, you're going to go extra slow. You're going to take your time. If you're at the FAA, you're going to go extra slow. You're going to take your time to make the point. If you move fast, the chance of you getting a budget hike is less likely. Now, I don't want to be that jaded. I'm just telling you, it would behoove you not to look like things are not a problem.
Well, I think the administration has asked for them to make it as painful as possible from the FAA standpoint. And that's what I think you're seeing from that standpoint. The frontline folks, I think they're going to continue to serve the customer because at the end of the day, if they serve the customer's happy, business is good, they get rewarded.
You fly all the time.
Yes.
Do you really think they're that happy to see us?
It depends on the airline. It depends on the product.
And every agent I bump into must like CNN because they are never that way with me.
I kill them with kindness.
You do? Really?
I have to.
No, because I just noticed there was already a certain amount, not across the board, but among many, of attitude and dismissiveness. And now with this, they might even believe the pudding being shoved down their throat. But I don't suspect we're going to see much improvement in that.
Yeah, I think what you're focusing on is the airline piece, and the airline piece is the piece that we all hate.
Well, the airline piece feeds from all the above. FAA, Homeland Security,
all of it.
TSA.
Well, think about it. They're going to allow knives on planes, right?
Yeah, that should go well.
Right, yeah. That's a great idea. Everyone's screaming about it. We did a survey, almost 3/4 of the people we surveyed said that was just a terrible idea. Yet those are the things
Why did they do that, by the way?
Well, they say it's going to speed the process through security.
Well, that would be like saying, we're speeding up the process. We're no longer looking for time.
Yeah, we're not. It's a waste of time. Yeah, exactly. So that's what they said there. But then they're going to cut funding so that it grounds planes and you can't have as many takeoffs and landings. So they want to speed the security process. So what? So we can get our flights canceled? Help me with that logic. It makes absolutely no sense.
But the delays are going to be longer, regardless of the reason.
Correct.
It's going to be a long, hot summer for that.
It's going to be longer because there's more people flying, unless they get scared from all these sequester cut, this craziness that we're hearing from the administration and from the FAA, which I think is a load of malarkey. That's my nice way of saying it.
I'm glad you didn't finish that.
That's appropriate.
Well, I just worry about my friend Sean Hannity, because if they extend this to Learjets, he'll be devastated. All right. Thank you very, very much, Mark. So good to see you again. Mark Murphy. Well, so busy watching.